Who is the architect?
The architect was the first of the speaking and thinking Darkspawn. Very dangerous.
Hello, my name is Ash, and welcome to a new DA Talk, an exploration into the world of Thedas and its ties to Dragon Age Inquisition. The topic of this week is the Architect, a unique Darkspawn entity that was introduced in The Calling as the main antagonist in Dragon Age Awakening, where the Warden Commander chooses its fate, and Dragon Age 2, where his role is explained. The Architect is a rarity of its kind, an intelligent Darkspawn with its own will. It is not affected by the Old Gods' call, the instinctual drive for Darkspawn to serve the Old Gods. And for that, the Architect has tried over the years to use his freedom to liberate others of his kind by ridding the threat of the remaining Old Gods and their call. While seemingly rational and logical, his methods are seen extreme and dealt with cold calculation. In the book The Calling, the Architect attempted to infect Thedas with the Darkspawn taint. Its reasoning for the spread was to have the population search and root out the remaining Old Gods before they turned into archdemons. This attempt would have killed hundreds of thousands, perhaps millions of people, as many do not survive after contracting the taint. The original plan was bunked by King Merrick and the Wardens. In a later attempt to make a disciple out of the Old God Arthemiel, it started the Fifth Blight. Even after its failed attempt, the Architect still pursued other means to help his kin and defeat the Old Gods. In Dragon Age Awakening, the Warden Commander meets the Architect twice. The first time, the Architect captures and keeps the Warden and his or her companions in order to do certain experiments. The second encounter is before the confrontation with an insane Darkspawn called the Mother, one that the Architect has freed. However, the Mother was driven mad for not being able to hear the call, the quoted sweet music. But before the fight, the Architect besieges the Warden to let him go to help his kind. He details on two things: the removal of the call and the power of Grey Warden blood. The Architect developed a means, similar to the joining, that allowed Darkspawn to no longer hear the call of the Old Gods. This process includes Grey Warden blood, which would free a Darkspawn entity. Most of the free were called disciples. They can speak, they can act of their own accord. But some are driven insane, just like the Mother, who attacks the Warden in the end. At the end of the Awakening, the Warden has two choices: to leave the Architect alone and let it pursue its work, or kill it. If the Architect is still alive at the end of Awakening, he takes his disciples further into the Deep Roads to leave the other races alone. Nathaniel Howe refers to it in Dragon Age 2, regarding the presence of Darkspawn in parts of the Deep Road that were supposed to be quiet. Further, in Dragon Age 2 Legacy, Anders warns Hawke against siding with Janica and trying to control Corypheus, as it may cause issues with the Wardens and the Architect. If the Warden kills the Architect, we do not hear more about him, and his followers' fates are unknown. It's up to the Warden whether to trust the Architect or not.
I realize what a leap of faith this is for you. I hope that I prove worthy of your trust.
And now it's my turn on whether to accept the Architect for what he has done by putting everyone in danger and causing many deaths for the sake of a single goal: to rid the Old Gods. While understandable, I don't agree. I see the Architect the same way I see Ogain. A person so focused on the ending that everything else is a calculated risk that needs to be taken, that it must be done one way, that there is no other choice. The Darkspawn must be freed and must be saved in this way. Millions may die, but as long as the Old Gods are dead, this risk is necessary. I don't see any other way. There must be sacrifice. There must be sacrifice. There must always be sacrifices. If the Old God baby has taught me anything, it's that there's always another way. When it comes to the Architect, I wish I could kill him. The only reason that's holding me back from killing the Architect is its possible presence in Inquisition and the results of the Warden Commander keeping it alive. Whether positive or negative, whether it causes more deaths than I could fathom, or a new army that would back my Inquisitor up in the future, I haven't a clue. However, I think the cycle needs to be broken. People exist, Darkspawn exists, and the Archdemons exist. The Darkspawn spread the taint and people die. Therefore, Grey Wardens exist to defeat the Darkspawn and the Archdemons. The Grey Wardens take Darkspawn blood so that they can defeat the Archdemons. But at the same time, the Darkspawn take Grey Warden blood so that they can be free. It feels too much like Mass Effect, and I'm very sure eventually we'll have a destroy option and be able to wipe out all the Darkspawn. But in my eyes, I want something else. I want a purple ending. I want the option of killing the archdemons before a choice needs to be made. Before the taint spreads to everyone in Thedas, before more Grey Wardens are made, before more blights begin. Kill it while it sleeps. Prevent the awakening. I want that choice, and if I see anything with the Inquisition that at its peak, towards the end of Inquisition, it may have the ability to repel and destroy the old gods as well. It might have the firepower, it might have the resources, it might have the people, the armies, the capability of ending the blights once and for all. I want to rid the calling at its source. That is my own way. And that's the Architect. Let me know what you think in the comment section on the Architect. Is he a menace to society, or is he the hero Thedas needs? Switching gears, let's talk briefly about Sandal. In the last DA talk, we spoke about Bodan's son and rune and weapon enchanter galore Sandal. I asked your opinions on the boy, and you gave me some awesome insights. One of the main ideas across from the comments is that Sandal has the capability of magic, but in a form that we are unfamiliar with at this point. I welcome this idea. We're so accustomed to fireballs, lightning storms, healing spells, walking bombs, and the typical destruction and restorative magics. But if we could see something new and from a dwarf nonetheless, I'd welcome it with open arms. Like I said, if you want to join the conversation, give your thoughts on the Architect in the comment section below. If you have an idea on what to bring up for the next DA talk, please write it in as well. Thank you for watching. If you liked what I've done here, please subscribe and join me for more videos and especially more DA talks. Take care everyone, I will see you next time.